hello there, kids. We just got back, and there is no breaks in the videos in here, so let's get it on with Miss Kath Sabatin, aka Rosita Rosales. But seriously, Rosita Rosales, Marmot, you ask.
Alright, why you seek the Rosales? Tell me about it. I'm curious.
Okay. Um, when I started as a referee, the guys who were there had names already, and the condition with the name is it has to end with the Z. So we were experimenting on Z's, like let's say uh last names and like ends with Z, and happened to stumble with I think Tarek or one of the um referees before the Rosales name. So it's Rosales with a Z. And then they just added the Rosales out of nowhere because it rhymes. And in the future, it does have a connection with my um future self. That's
Uh,
something you have to walk
we're gonna
out.
find a solution once the nightmare is over. Don't you agree with me, Muffy?
Mm-hmm. Thank you for
Yeah.
the question, answer.
Okay, off you go, Marmot.
Bye bye. Oh, he's
Bye.
gone.
Mwah!
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, mas cute pa nga to kumpara sa jaloting kangaroo na yan at
I can hear that.
shut the
Oh
fuck up.
no.
Did your mother tell you to interfere? Now, go back in there to your corner. Be thankful I don't have a dance cup for you. Dance. D-U-N-C-E. Dance. Sikat yan during the old times, you know. Sit in the corner. And then, suot ng dance cup and...
Oh, time
Ah,
out, time out.
yeah, time out. Sa kung ipahalik yung paa sa mga to, oo. Maliban sa'yo, you little one. Although I enjoying...
What are you doing? Why are you doing what you were doing there?
It's like, a dead raccoon.
Eat!
If we could
Oh
have find a
no.
raccoon, but we have a red panda already. Next time na lang yung red
Ooh.
panda. Okay, off you go.
That's nice!
Okay, tama na yung pakwela sa ngayon. Let's get to serious stuff like that. So,
Yo.
na-mention na natin yung third referee match mo. Sino yung pang-apat na match na officiate mo sa buong buhay mo?
I'm trying to remember the other one, pero ang pinaka naalala ko na match ko ng fourth show ko was Moises Liwanag versus Gig Striker, if I'm not mistaken. I think I did, hindi ko sure kung tama kasi I also remember refereeing, sino ba to? Si Gig Striker versus RG. So, I'm not sure if it's on the
Oh.
same show or it's on the other show, pero, ayun. So, that's when I think
Mm.
the character started developing during that time. I mean, sobrang blurred na nung memory ko with the matches that I've done. So, I don't really, hindi ko na siya memorize chronologically. So, ang alam ko lang is the first and last. Yung gitna parang, oh, ano pa ba yung mga referee kong match?
Babag
So,
si Fabs, ni-refer mo naman yung isang match niya? If possible, not yet?
I did na. One was in Chinatown, the one with the tag team.
Ayun.
And then, second is the barangay taping, the one with Brian Leo. It's in our
Ay,
Facebook,
shit.
it's in our
More on
YouTube
that.
page.
More on
Yeah.
that Brian Leo character later on. Now, let's get on with di ba natapos na tayo sa Venice Grand Canal? Now, pumunta tayo sa Chi Town. What was the event
Siya,
again?
ano bang, I think ito yung kasaysayan. Kasi from what I remember, after kasaysayan, we did the barangay tapings na. Pero again, I have to check. Kasi
Wait,
hindi ko na siya maalala.
wait. Di ba ano una, Chi Town o yung doon sa, yung Road to Fate?
Barangay.
Road to Fate.
Ano muna, Chinatown, then Resorts World. Resorts World was the
Ayun! Yun! Yun! Wait
last time.
MWF9 or Liwanag and MWF10. Hmm. Forget the title. Shit. It's been quite
Yeah,
a
you can check
while.
it out on my later. I mean, we can clarify it. I just don't remember clearly right now kasi ang dami ng show, guys. Ang dami na.
Hmm. So let's get on with the Chinatown show. You were there, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, yes, I
Yeah,
was
you mentioned that
there.
you did officiate the tag team bout that has Fabs and whoever. Ah, yeah, yung opponent sa yung taga Hong Kong, diba? Tama ba yun?
Yes,
Para sa,
yes.
supposed to be tag titles, diba? Pero hindi na na.
Uh, I think it's not tag
Wala
team
pa yun, wala
title.
pa yun, wala pa yun. Basta, tag team showcase lang yan. And what
Yeah,
do you
yeah.
think of those two tag teams? Yung, galing nila, no? Wait, Man Bros ba yung pangalan yan?
Sino ba to? This was Michael Su and Bitman versus Fabio Makisig and Kyle Season.
Hindi Man
So it's a
Bros, iba
tag.
yun, iba yun, iba yun. Apologies for the
Um,
kids. Medyo, naalala ko may tag team ng Man Bros eh. Pero what do you think of
tag.
those Cantonese guys? What do you think of those Cantonese
Oh,
guys? Okay sila, no?
yeah, they're actually good. Actually, actually yung match na yun, that was my first ever na tag team match. So, ever since 2018, I've been doing singles na match. So, again, I had to adjust na naman. Kasi first time ko lang ulit it's a new kind of refereeing na naman. I mean, environment in terms of like,
Mm-hmm.
apat na tao yung nandoon sa isang ring. And it could get confusing. Pero luckily hindi naman.
Right?
It happened a good match. In terms of
Mm.
working naman with Michael, Sue, and Bitman, they're so great. I mean, sobrang galing sila. In a way na, I didn't expect na when I was counting them off, yung, yung 1 to 5 ko to break the hold. Michael Su would taunt na parang 1, 2, 3. So I was like, okay, dun, that's where ano parang the overall Rosales character ignited. So in that show itself, so it was so fun. Saka it it's so I wasn't expecting the last polls with Fab and Kyle. So it was really a fun match and a fun experience to do tag team for the first time. And luckily, nagawa ko siya ng coach ko pa, yung mentor ko pa yung nasa match na yun. So it was
Alright.
great.
Mm-hmm. And okay, let me see. What was the last wait, next referee job mo? That was Resorts World, tama ba 'yun?
Yeah. Just to give everyone context, sa shows, in terms of refereeing, you only don't do one show. Depende sa bookings namin yun. So, for example, for me, during the Chinatown show, I did 3 match, if I'm not mistaken.
Three match.
Then,
Wow. Tough for a woman
yeah.
like you, young woman like you. Good for you.
Oh, I would tell you the story about World Underground later, about how many matches I did there during their first show.
Yes, let's
Um,
get on with that later.
yeah, yeah. So for Road to Fate naman, the match I did was first. I think this is the CBL versus Rex Lawin match. Uh,
This is the first time you're officiating the match with 1, 2, 3. Would
yeah,
you
that was
please look at me? For those of you who don't know, you should know. My name is Classical Brian Liu. The same line that I still kind of recall the first time I watched at the first ever Philippine Wrestling Revolution show, PWR Live, way back in August 15th of 2015. I love that villainous character.
oh yeah, that was
but
my
this
first time
isn't.
working with her.
mm, But this isn't the classical Brian Leo that we grew to love to hate. This is very different. Kasi
Yeah,
ilan sa mga PW characters, I mean, kay CBL is It was almost based on the real life events that surround him on his exit, yung mga sort of nasty nightmares, not nightmares, yung mga controversies aside sa PWR, pati naman yung the short-lived art of war wrestling. Speaking of which,
Yeah.
let's insert this thing. Have you, if possible, been there on their only show in their very extremely short existence? Yung AOWW Genesis.
I was planning to go,
Mm-hmm.
pero I didn't have the funds. So I was like, nah, I'm just gonna stay at home. And ayun, I found clips online about how the show was, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay. I was like, okay, sige.
But you do concern about their well-being, especially yung wrestling ring nila. Parang may mali dito ah. Like that, ganun, diba?
Yeah, medyo na-weirdan ako when I saw the videos of the ring. So, it was kind of unconventional, sorry. Pero, I'm not one to, like, judge na parang, pangit na ring nila, parang ako, baka that's their thing, or they're just trying new things out, and this happens to be it, and yun yung naging issura, but, ayun, I wasn't able to, again, to watch.
And then you already heard about yung aftermath niyan. Probably, I can say if you listen to it to the Chili Willy guest podcast on sa Wrestling podcast way back in 2018. I can say if you listen to his story about his time in AOWW and some stuff like that.
I think I am not kind of aware of it. I mean, no, pero, I mean, will that change anything right now? I mean,
But
it's
yeah,
good for, yeah, to know about it. But parang for me kasi again, it's kind of like parang why do I still need to know about it? I mean, it's good to be aware but pero it won't really affect like or parang wala naman siya magiging effect sa future or looking forward eh. It's parang it's just an acknowledgement na it happened, it was talked about, that's it.
actually, I learned a lot from that episode in a very personal manner about how you do things business sa professional wrestling, doesn't matter what country you are. Saka you had to agree with me na kapag maging professional wrestler ka, you had to train at least 1 or 2 years. But 1 year parang seems to be reasonable. Pero within the Philippine wrestling lore, most of the yung mga nagiging wrestlers, yung mga nagte-train, they don't even last for 1 year. In a short period of time, gusto na magkaroon ng show kaagad. Without, pang talagang handa na ba, like that. Yan yung mali, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Dapat
may mga
talagang ewan ko lang sa MW, pero kuto ko yung MW, they trained for 1 whole year, to be honest, before they went on with their first show. I'm not so sure kung totoo yung naisip ko or what. Kung totoo man, then
yeah, kasi may mga ibang they're in a rush. I mean, I understand there are some people who are like parang, there are some fans na parang, hindi, madali lang mag-wrestling or hindi naman masakit yan. Parang kayang-kaya ko gawin yan.
hindi
Pero,
totoo yan. Kahit
but
hindi
yeah,
ako pro wrestling hindi ako na sa pro wrestling o kaya given na fan na ako, still I fiercely believe na kailangan matagal yung training mo kasi hindi biro yung pinapasok mo eh. Kaya ba ng katawan mo within 6 months or 7 months only? Hell no! Even
yeah.
AOWW, they wanna rush it out and then buti nga na-extend it up until March. Kung maaari sana medyo kasi magulo yung management doon eh as of what I heard of.
Mm,
Basta marami akong natutunan kay Chili Willy sa episode ng Wrestling Podcast. And even though I never asked of it, I feel like I owe him a debt of gratitude in any ways possible for making me and some others who listen to it learn a lot how to do things properly. Should
yeah,
you wanna run your own organization if you can? Pero hindi biro yun kids ha, pag mag-run ka ng sarili mong wrestling company ha, ang pinakauna sa lahat ay halatang halata na. Kaching!
yeah. Mm.
Wala na iba. Second, yung isa pang importante, as in equivalent to that, would be yung mga personal, yung mga taong gusto mo makipagtrabaho, yung magpapakatiwalaan without any sort of bullshit. That's for
Yep.
one, kids. Don't forget that. Okay. So, what was the match the first time you officiated? When it came down to Rex Lawin. I mean, Danger Rex Lawin.
Mm. My first match before that, I think this was Jomer Liwanag versus Nigel San Jose again. Then, I'm not sure lang I also refereed the main event, which was Kyle Season versus Hoholun.
Oh,
So,
that was sa ano, alam, hindi naman yan sa Chinatown, diba sa, sa New sa
Resorts World.
Resorts World, yes. Si Fabs, hindi pinabigyan, leche. Langya kayo. Pero, I'm looking forward for him to become an MWF champion one day. And same goes to Rex Lawin. Those two could carry the torch of MWF that was, used to be, si Robin Sane. I'm not so
Yeah,
sure if you already officiate one match with Robin Sane, but I think you haven't yet, right?
I did already. I think this was again the Robinson versus Rex Lawin. Then
Yeah. I forgot to mention.
the I think this is the tag team. I'm not sure if it's tag team, but
Mm-hmm.
I did that too with Robin Sane and Rex Lawin versus the Young Blood.
Yes.
So
Yeah, what do you think of the tag team known as Young Bloods during that time? Frankie 13 and Morgan Vaughn.
oh, I love them. I love Young Blood.
Hey,
Oh
we
my
hang out with
god.
them. In particular, si Frankie 13. We do that way
Yeah.
back then,
I mean
before I
Frankie.
get married.
Yeah. I mean Frankie and Morgan Von naman has been like good friends personally naman. I mean even right now we still do talk about we play a lot of video games in terms of like online games
Video
and stuff.
games, yeah. You're into online games, don't you?
I do play Call of Duty with them, but I'm not that good then. So
Yeah.
it's just a bond. I mean, it helps us as friends to stabilize our mental health and also
Yeah.
be there for one another. So I really love Youngblood. Plus, they're so cool. They're so they're so they're so cool. I want to be like them. Like I want to be Youngblood. So yun.
Mm-hmm.
Um, mm. So, going back to Resorts World, the show, I think the heaviest shows namin was, I think lahat naman, pero pinaka-heavy yung Resorts World kasi first time namin in that area.
I've been in resorts with my family several times already for the last decade, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, same. Same here. I think I did my 18th birthday there and watched a concert of my crush. So, ayun. I think, do you wanna talk about the match of Fritz Lamin and CBL for
Let's get
the
it
short
on
run?
with this one. Medyo sobra akong interested. So, tell us your story about it, if you please.
Um, how do I tell my story about it? Basically, if you guys didn't watch the match, again, if you didn't watch the match pa, you can watch it on MWF's YouTube channel. It's Manila Wrestling Federation. You can check out our episodes of Action Novela TV. So if you haven't watched, and I'll just give a brief what happened. So um, by the end of the match, what happened was I think Rex Lawin had CBL in a. Sorry, I don't know this hold, so please do let me know kung anong hold to. In this hold, so he was basically kind of like choking him. It's a submission move. I don't remember what, pero he tapped out. So after Rex Lawin won, I think
That's CBS first match in years. Right after
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
AOWW Genesis, and then in a
yeah.
losing effort. Okay, so alam ko yan yung part ng storyline na nagkaroon na ng storyline altercation between Rosita Rosales and CBL. Actually, I believe that That was the management's idea of it. Am I correct?
Yeah. Initially, they didn't want to push with the whole scene kasi nga kind of the referee jobs got kind of jumbled. Pero I was like, no, if it's in the script, if it's in the storyline, particularly for this two, do it na. Don't worry about me getting hurt or cause I'm a girl, parang ganun yung nangyayari kasi. Syempre, of
Mm.
course, my wrestling dads, Tarek and William, plus Veronica Shannon was kind of worried na it might steer in the wrong. It's like, no, 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 it's okay. Um, let's continue it. Let's do it. Go lang. I mean, kami na lang ni CBL mag-usap on how it's gonna happen.
Mm.
So, good thing it happened well. I mean, it got delivered well naman.
It did
So,
work naman.
uh,
So, ano pa kung continue niyo yung storyline na yan onwards regarding storyline CBL that abused not only referee Rosita Rosas pero he must have forgotten na babae yung pinatol niya eh. Violence
yeah.
against women, children, kids.
Yeah, please do not do that. If you're gonna watch it, please take note that that it's just for show. It's not something for you to do. So,
Tama. Don't forget that,
it
children. Be good to your
yeah.
wives and your girlfriends if possible. Or pati mga bratutas ninyo whatsoever. If you don't, naku po, ewan ko ba kung saan kayo sasagot sa taas, sa baba, o sa batas. Yun na nga.
So, ayan. Anyways, that happened kasi, of course, they were trying to establish the new CBL character as well as the management and all. Kasi we all know naman that the new management is under Coco Gus. So,
Yung,
I think, initially, I thought lang naman, I was like, ano lang to, this is just for the show lang. Parang, pakita lang ng
yung
ng,
kwento. Telling the story,
oo,
yes. But there's some people
yeah.
who take it way too seriously. It's a good
Mm-hmm.
thing that I don't have that kind of tendency. Pero sobra akong curious kung saan to abot as a fan.
I am too, as a performer, I am too curious of where the whole Rosita Rosales and Brandy or any one coming in dun sa storyline namin. But we all find out after the pandemic or hopefully very soon. Pero from all we've known, Rosita Rosales has just been getting hurt and trying to step up, but pero sinasaktan pa din siya. Nasaktan pa din
That's
siya.
so brutal.
Yeah. Kasi even, I think, in that show, I got beaten up twice. Kasi even the Ho Ho Loon versus Kyle Seaton, I got, I got some spots there and was like, again, it's still part of storyline naman. So, again, regarding CBL and the whole storyline, it's still something we all have to look forward for. Um, and I'm like, excited about it. I mean, it sounds weird, pero I like working with him because he's very like, he knows naman what not to do in terms of like when we're working together in terms of character. So, di naman kayfabe to, no? So, it's good to say about this thing. Ayun. So, kayo, comment down below where do you want to go? Where do you want Rosita Rosales to end up, or how do you want the story to move forward for Rosita Rosales, and who do you want her to see referee or hopefully uh wrestle or have a match with? So ayun, I'm curious. Everyone's curious naman. So I think it would help if you guys could put in your inputs on where Rosita Rosales will go. Create a storyline for Rosita Rosales. Let's do that as a challenge. Ayun.
Okay. So let's go on with Action Novela TV. Yes, you did appreciate some of the episodes in there, yung mga matches. So, which is the one
Yeah.
you appreciated first on Action Novela TV? And tell us your story behind all of it, okay?
The first taping was in the Apolinario Samson Barangay Hall. call it, the barangay taping. The match I officiated there was, um, I'm trying to recall, but I did, that was a full day of matches and activities and the Liwanag shuttle.
Uy,
But anyway,
yung Liwanag Express. May
yeah,
Liwanag
yeah, yeah.
Shuttle. That was December 15, tama ba? Kung hindi ako nakakamali.
Um, Kailan ba yung barangay? I think October, November, not sure kung
Ah,
kailan
yes.
kami.
Kasi naalala ko may isang episode sa taping ng Action Novel TV eh. Alam mo na yung special day ko, 'di ba? You weren't
Yeah,
there kasi you have to do your job eh.
yeah. That was the that was the Ateneo show. That was in December.
Yes, yes, yes. So let's get on with yung first tapings niyo. So can you describe what went there and then how the taping went smooth, if possible?
It was kind of like something new for us. Kasi, syempre, it's a shift from doing live shows, I mean, actual live mall shows, to actually taping it. So, it's very different. It's very tired. It's more exhausting. Kasi, especially for referees and the performers. Kasi, we're doing, I think, three three to five matches, or depends on the cut of the episodes, and every episode is like 2 to 3 matches, pero
Mm.
pinaka top na yung three namin.
Oh.
For the first taping, I think what I match I did was, shoot. I think I did, what match did I did? Sorry, it's a long. I think, sige, I'm just gonna try to say what I remember. I think I did Frankie 13, Morgan Ron versus Mighty Mighty and the Butcherman.
Yes,
Then I
yes.
also,
Dito yung unang karoon ng dissension yung yung young blood parang slow na
yeah,
kakawatak pero once naharap nila yung yung kalaban nila mula sa Hong Kong doon na nang blown up into full scale feud ni
yeah, yeah,
ni
yeah,
Frankie at si Morgivon.
Morgan Ron. I also refereed Jomar Lewanag versus RG. This is when the neck thing happened. I mean, the wrong suplex. If I'm not if that's the correct term to it.
Ay, yeah, yeah. Alam
Um,
ko na injured si RG doon. Pero any news about the man behind RG as of late right now?
he's still resting. I mean, it's a long term. It's something to ano din eh, be cautious in terms of like everyone as performers, especially the wrestlers. Kasi
Pero
uh,
medyo gumagaling na siya ngayon, no?
it's okay naman na.
Yeah.
It just needs time right now, especially, syempre hindi din kami makatrain ngayon
Na
because of
yes,
the
because of no.
pandemic.
Pero mas
Yeah,
maganda pag natapos na yung COVID-19 kapag at wag mo na kayo gumawa ng shows, training mo na until kapag umabot na to the point
yeah,
na kayang-kaya ninyo na as in legitimately 111% then
yeah,
go for it.
yeah, yeah. That training is really essential, and for sure that's the plan din naman once everything is cleared na and okay. So besides that match, I also did, oh my god, I did a lot of match. I also did the one with Frankie versus Morgan. And I also did another match with Fabio Makisig and CBL. So I did that match
Oh,
as
one of my favorites, CBL Fabs, napaka-hard-hitting talaga. Even you officiate it, diba? Na-witness mo talagang ang sakit yun ah.
yeah, oh.
What I heard
Yeah, I
about
remember.
CBL, what I heard from CBL from the words of si JDL, napaka-stiff rin talaga siya magano tama. And then I think totoo naman. He said in a very professional manner. I mean, putting aside those feelings kasi almost every one of us know na doon yung natitira pang whatever animosity between JDL or CBL. It did exist during CBL's time in PWR. You might get the idea what I mean by that. So let's skip with that
Hmm,
and let me
yeah.
see. Fabio Makisig. I watch almost all of his match in his career, almost, and he knows how to do it. And I don't question his credibility. And I never question his storyline character because, truth to be told, he is my personal favorite among of the guys in in Manila Wrestling Federation or Philippine wrestling scene, apparently. And
Yeah.
hopefully I could get his hand. I could go 1-on-one with him in this show one day. I need Fabs because
Yeah.
unless kapag maganda yung internet connection niya doon, whatsoever.
Of
Hopefully
course.
so. I was thinking about
Yeah.
doing sino to? I have plans for Gig Striker too. Remember, Gig Striker kinda hinto mo sa wrestling is doing mga hosting segments and it did work with him. I loved it.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Kaya nga,
So yeah,
90s action star eh. Lang hiya.
yeah.
Yung gimmick
Nakakamiss
niya.
niya mag-shoot ng mga ano niya, mga skits niya. Maikasa mo, sagot kita. I remember
Ayun!
starting there.
uh,
I, I remember doing those first before actually. I think before I actually did train or I was while I was training. I would help out sa visual team. So yun, I did that and it was kind of again bagong environment so nakakapagod in terms of like syempre you're not used to the usual setting of the live so there's the mga shoot of the ano tawag dito? Commentators table, the promos, the actual promos, as well as the audience. So there's a lot of factors. Of course, it's an open space. But it did help us a lot in terms of like our second show naman, our second taping for Ateneo. So ayun, although it's still tiring kasi mahirap talagang mag-taping and madami kayong segments na ginagawa but it's more when it came to the Ateneo tapings it's more organized na. I mean we
organized
all
talaga.
yeah we all know what to tape first, what to shoot first, what matches has to be done, yung flow. I mean it also
Ah,
goes with the training din eh. I mean training helped a lot in terms of the last taping. So, yeah.
gusto ko
So,
talagang umatin sa mga tapings nila yung sa Ateneo pero alam mo naman
yeah.
pag sa araw ng kasal talagang pagod ka na. Yeah, your human body
Mm,
has to give in. Marami ka pa mga shitty stuff na ganun. Over to my dad for putting me and my well-being at such
mhm.
undesirable state like that. But yeah,
Yeah,
kinda get over, medyo, yun na nakalipas sana, hindi na maulit. Kasi, I'm not
yeah.
the kind of guy na
I
kaya ko yung mga
understand.
to. Man's got to know his limitations, children. And let me see. What question that I had in mind aside from action novela? Diba, it was on 2020, diba nagkaroon kayo ng shooting, diba? One particular time. Yan na ata siguro yung huli niyo, diba?
2020 we weren't able to do taping. Supposed to be we were planning to start taping, I think, mid-April or May, pero because of the ano nga, again, the situation, it all got canceled out and
Yes.
so the Ateneo one was really our last taping
Mm.
for now in terms of
Mm-hmm.
everyone's safety.
Anyway, we had chit chat about your refereeing career as far as it goes there, and then also we're gonna add some quite sensitive subject here. So I wanna ask you, you ready for this?
Yeah, let's go.
Speaking out movement, this one not only happened in the Philippines, nagsimula talaga sa America and then some other countries if
Mm.
possible. And pagdating
Yeah.
sa Philippine wrestling, Alex Cuevas. Have you heard about this guy?
Yes, I have.
So, what's your reaction regarding yung stories ni Nina and then Crystal regarding Alex Cuevas in general?
I was just pretty shocked at first. Talagang parang, of course, I don't know the environment kasi, I mean the full environment in terms of when they have guests there. in terms of that promotion.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just really shocked knowing the stories, especially coming from Crystal, from Nina, as well as from the other girls that came out about him. So it's like I was kind of like shocked na um in what he did. Parang my question in my mind was like, why would he do that? Why would he say that? Parang of course um we all have that level of ano naman boundaries, professionalism when we're with other people in terms of like especially with the industry we're in. Parang for me was like in my head like didn't he know the boundaries of like being a talent and parang being with people in this promotion parang it's kind of it's not kinda it's disrespectful parang I mean this industry isn't just made for men. I mean
Hindi naman sa
um
babae, syempre. He must have forgot
yeah,
that one.
yeah, of course, kaya parang ako syempre we are women and um this is for most of us this is something that we really wanted to be done in our lives. Parang it's just very surprising hearing those stories and reading it na um
Yeah,
parang nag
pero medyo iba yung time kasi 'di ba COVID-19 and then may nag-speaking out moment at doon na yung chance ni Nina and Crystal tell their own respective stories. Kay Nina pang malupit. And then kay Crystal, kay Alex Cuevas rin, just like kay Nina. Pero, hindi lang si Alex Cuevas ha.
yeah.
Talking about Philippine pro wrestling scene in here.
Mhm.
I was disappointed in Cuevas, to be honest. It's not for me to grow this shit. Alam mo, nagustuhan ko yung tao na yan dahil nag-Quicksilver doon. At saka okay eh. Pang pwede ko siya gawin yung isa sa mga Los Cargadores ko whatsoever. Pero, leche. I feel like, sayang. Sayang yung career ng Gelote. Pag nahanap ko yung wrestling match niya sa PW, sigurado wala na yun. They had to take it down because you cannot save your career in real life stuff like that. Even kahit nga sa WWE, zero tolerance sila pagdating sa mga issues na yan. And may mga talagang wino-whitewash na. Lalo na sa napaka-sensitive na subject that stood among the rest. It's not about Jimmy Superfly Snuka, okay? It's about Chris Benoit. But you already know the rest there now. Let's get on to PH Wrestling related. I never expected na may nabulgar si Crystal in relate to si Peter Versosa or the man behind the Peter Versosa character. I know you read it right, and you were absolutely shocked too at that such a revelation.
Of course, parang um when you enter something, initially you feel you're supposed to feel safe. Parang I mean also when you experience that, parang if something happens like I mean people would initially be like do the right action to have the right tawag dito, to have the right things done to that person that did you wrong. So parang when I was hearing na gusto he was suggesting for it to be a storyline, parang parang that how parang insensitive you are. Parang I don't I, I don't know why he would or he would say that parang ano yung initiative niya para to gain more attention in terms of him in the industry. Parang it's kind of like annoying. It's kind of making me parang mad na, and stressed na parang how can these people think of that situation as something of to put into a story? Parang um is, is that really how low they can go? Parang um I get na there was an apology that happened, pero the fact that there was insensitive response with it is parang whoa wait lang. Um it's it's really a hard topic to talk about kasi um it's it's something that we women have been experiencing na eh. I mean, we've experienced it in trying to fight na to stop the catcalling. And I understand it's not only with women. I know there are stories about men being having the same experience, pero this industry, I never really thought that it would get there.
You,
Even before I was a fan,
mhm.
parang
You
I
never
never really
expected
thought
this would
it
happen,
would.
right? In
Not
reality.
really.
Ouch. Well,
Yeah, I was shocked that everything was blowing up kasi parang out of nowhere, um, parang ako, what? Parang,
PWR was absolute success pero hindi ko akalain may ugly share of backstage controversies, yung sexual harassment and misconduct related. And also mga ilan siguro over a week ago or so, nalaman ko pa rin kay yeah, the lady who portrayed Gemerlin, and then my shittiest idea is that it has something to do with cops and the way he was suspended. To be told that the man who portrayed Captain Matuta was actually a lawyer too, if I'm not mistaken. Pero hindi ko
mhm,
akalain na hindi naman malaking minor or something like that, pero mali eh. Favorite ko pa rin si Caps. Hopefully, this would serve him to learn his lesson na he's not gonna do that again. Do you know that I have plans for him for my show, but after I learned this whole goddamn ordeal, I kinda against it. So I had to leave it behind and go for alternate options, and it did work naman no matter how hard my decisions may have been. Of course. Eventually, also, take notice kid na si Kath Sabatin yung pinakaunang babae naging guest ko sa show. So kung makakaroon ako ng susunod, balang araw hindi ko masasabi kung sino. Kaya,
mhm,
children, abangan ng susunod na kabanata, ha? Okay? And truth to be told that after hanging out with Kat on several occasions like last year and then so forth like that before the COVID-19 nightmare that we're all in, I considered Kat, you as one of my good friends too. In real life. Kahit na, parang ako, parang nakatandang kuya sa'yo, pero hindi pwede mo ako tawagin tito dahil wala pa ako sa, 4 and 0, ha? But
yeah,
don't
yeah.
worry.
Mhm.
Ito pa, kapag ako bilang professional wrestler, do you think na halimbawa, kapag may nag-assign sa akin na kakalabanin ko si Kat sa wrestling ring as an intergender match, ito yung sagot ko.
Mhm.
Hindi pwede. As a guy, if I were a wrestler, my principle is dapat kalaban ko yung parehas na gender, hindi babae. Dahil madali ako hindi ako komportable. I
Mhm.
mean, it's more than just me being gentleman. It has something to do with my principles. Eh,
Yeah, yeah.
kung ginawa ko naman storyline na pakwela, wala naman yung mga sexual related stuff like that, pero pakwela, pero something na sobrang na-offend yung babae, sigurado may halong wrestling match na to, pero may halong sitcom o pakwela whatsoever na something na
Mhm.
kahit na seryosohin ko yung wrestling match, bibigay ako sa tawa. Ayoko yun. Kaya kapag ako halimbawa wrestler, one of my conditions is that I will not participate in intergender match. I made a vow with that. Kahit
Mhm.
kung anak ko pa nga, balang araw kapag he might share the same principle that I have, hopefully, and then he will stood to that. Kasi ako, kahit na minsan meron akong altercation sa mga babae, once past, kahit na young adult years ko, still, aminin ko na nagkamali rin ako for letting my emotion get the best of me. And swear to God na hindi ko na maulit to whatsoever. That was
Mhm.
the plain old me way back then. That isn't who I am today. I'm much more different na. You mentioned about me maturity. No, 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 no. May mas higit pa sa salitang maturity at immaturity. Experience. That's the only thing I can give it to you and to the guys who's watching this episode. And yes, we human beings are prone to do wrong things. Even you, Kat, I can't say you did something that's
Of course.
unnecessary and uncalled
Mhm.
for.
Of course.
Although, not in comparison to you or me or in equal, pero may mas malala pa kumpara sa atin. or combined like Alice Cuevas did
Mm.
or Peter Bersosa whatsoever. And I mentioned, I forgot to mention about Crystal having a little bit accusations from the former president of PW. That's one. You know who already he is na.
Yeah.
Pero I think iiwanan mo na yung part niya kasi that was a bit too much already because to this day we've never heard stories from this guy and then how he defends his action, he defend his side and everything. Hopefully na balang araw he would tell his side of the story for as long as totoo to legit and para maklear yung ano yung mga accusations na laban sa kanya one way or another. But right now we
Mm.
gotta have to leave it behind. The decision is up to him. And a
Yeah.
part of me says that I might trust him on doing the right thing, but we had to wait for many years or even decades. Kasi ano, reputation niya halos na kakasira-sira dahil din sa buong na yan. Pero yung
Mm.
reputation ni Peter Bersosa and then some others that were accused whatsoever, did I mention others accused? Well, it's impossible for you to rebound. Hopefully, this was a reminder na people, lalaki man o babae, can be very, very sensitive, lalo ng babae. And then, isang malaking pagkakamali, I know there because there's a portion of me that me and others that came before you guys have done that. And we pay the price of consequences in there.
Mm.
But for how long we're gonna dwell on the past anyway? Me, humahabol pa rin sa akin kaya ayun. Pero I swear I put them away even mean na kailangan kong maglagay ng TNT sa mga katawan nila at boom!
Ako, for
Tablabas.
me lang naman, siguro, just something to, with the whole, issues, of course, you have a lot of different issues running right now, and
Especially
I'm just,
yung mass exodus ng 11 guys na some of them were
yeah,
one of the no no the OGs within the Philippine Wrestling, not the PWR sabot pero yung buong Philippine Wrestling. Without them,
yeah,
paano kayo? Whatsoever. Sa hindi ko akalain
mm,
na pati naman sila nadamay sa kaguluhan na to. It's not my right to say something like that because of what happened at K5 Cafe, but it's more than just opinion ko to. There's a
yeah,
portion
yeah,
na medyo sobra
I,
na. I mean, may line na hindi ka pwede pumunta doon. At doon yung parte na I don't know how those 11 guys agree na dapat gumawa sila ng napaka-difficult na decision na they will step away from PWR. But we can see how long will it last. Pero, masamang kutob ko, much like yours apparently, it will be permanent.
siguro sa akin na lang, I'll just leave this, as a note, with all of the issue happening. I'm just really I'm just hoping really for, of course, number one is the justice for the victims. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
I mean proper proper steps with it, and so that everyone can have their peace of mind, of course the safety of everyone, lalo na yung mga naging victims. I mean, although I am not part of their promotion, I mean, we are one industry naman, and I still
Mm-hmm.
care
Tama.
about everyone. And I'm just hoping for everyone's mental safety is okay. I mean, lahat okay sila. I'm just more worried about that. Syempre, I do care about everyone, even though we are in different promotions and stuff. So, um, I just hope everyone is doing well. I mean, um, my social media is open for messages if you need anything, or you need someone to talk to. Um, um, there's there if you need anything, or just want to talk about it, that's what I just want to say. Na I'm here, and it's kind of hard to talk right now. I mean, kasi ang hirap magsalita kasi of course we don't know all the full story, eh.
Mm-hmm.
Um
We're gonna find out so soon. It's up to them to decide when they will reveal. Kasi I can assure you and everyone, this is a very extremely sensitive topic na feeling ko hindi pa sila handa mag-reveal dahil still
Mhm.
fresh pa naman. You have to agree
Yeah.
with me over this, right? Mm-hmm.
Yes. It's still a hard topic to talk about. I mean, I'm just hoping for everyone's sake that they're all good, they're safe, both physically, emotionally, mentally. And I mean, we there's a lot of people who will support those who are in need of it, and listen to what has to be said. I mean, a lot of people are coming out naman na ngayon. And ayun, I'm just hoping that one day when all of this over, we can all just be united, do what we love to do our best, work as much as we can, as hard as we can, to get everything on the right direction na ngayon. That's what I'm really looking forward for.
Okay. 5 minutes.
No, hindi na
Alright, let's go. Now, dear,
go.
you did officiate some of the matches in World Underground Wrestling Philippine chapter. So I need to know who invited you to there, officiating some of the matches. I'm curious.
Yeah, I did referee for Woo. We call it Woo instead of the long one. But in their first show, I got invited by actually since Rex Lawin was there and Lucha Donna, so we Tarek had a small group chat with the management of Woo, and he was like asking, he asked us first sa referee group namin na who's free at this day, at this time to referee. Was like, sige, I'll be the one. I think it would be a good experience naman to try out a new promotion or something
Hmm.
new.
Ba't ka
So that's
pumayag
when it all
yung
began.
MW? Kasi okay naman sila eh. Saka I think Woo, PH, in dire need of a ref, I believe. So, you did a
Yeah.
good decision to do that job. And it worked naman. Base sa mga experience mo sa Manila Wrestling Federation. And dear, don't worry, I'll be with you for this. Let's share. You go first, huh? Love you.
That's so cute.
Jelly.
Yeah.
Pag
I'm
sinabi ni
so
Mrs. sa
jealous.
akin, Jelly, bigay ko siya kanya, Jelly. Jelly. Jelly.
Oh,
Yeah,
ikaw na,
medyo
Bjorn.
may kunting misunderstanding kami recently pero unti-unti
Oh,
magkakaayos na rin.
normal.
I swear kasi
That's
si
normal.
Mrs. gusto na maka-baby eh. Ako struggle na bigay ko sa kanya lahat ng aking pagmamahal at aking do we want to go there? Binigyan niya nga ako ng
You
mga
will get
vitamins,
there.
minerals, protein, pero hindi pa sapat para lang maka-manufacture ng baby sa kanyang parts.
You get there. You get there. You get there.
Yeah, pero sinusumpa ko kasi ultimatum na nga si Mrs. natakot ako baka maano pa yung marriage namin. Paano naman ako? Pero ko legitimate na mahal ko siya. Now, on to the Woo
Aww.
PH. Alright. So,
Ah,
enjoy ka ba
yeah.
sa ref doon? A
Yeah,
few times?
sobrang fun yung experience yun. Pero nakagulat. Kasi initially, I was supposed to be refereeing lang three, which was the last three matches. And then after, I think, the first or second match, out of nowhere, I don't know, someone called me. I think this was Martin. It was
Or,
like,
yeah, yung bang Martin, please.
yeah,
Yung
yun
si
yung
Martin
Martin, yun
Vicencio.
yung Martin.
Martin
uh,
Vicencio, safe ka parati sa Brazil ha. Hopefully na hindi sa malala na sitwasyon kailangan mo ng vitamins, minerals, and protein. Pero that doesn't mean na mag-chicks ka na ha. Kaya behave ka na.
we miss you, Martin. Ayun. And anyways,
Martin!
I was called, I think, one of the management ng Woo. I'm not sure. Pero kasi me and Martin at first, we're joking na parang, oh, ikaw mag-referee na lang ng match ko kasi we were initially waiting for one of the refs na medyo na late dumating. And I've been in their place for like since afternoon or morning. So, out of nowhere, I was called na parang, you referee the remaining I think 2 or 3 matches before my original matches. Parang ako, hindi ko alam. Like, I don't know what's the flow, what's gonna happen. So, parang sila, hindi, hindi, go, go, go. So, parang ako, okay. So, I did the rest of the show until the end. So, like, walang pahinga. Even no water break,
Hindi.
no pause break.
Hmm.
So, that
Eh,
was really an experience.
hmm. Do you actually referee the main event yung sa ano, yung three ladies sa pro wrestling, isa taga
Yes,
Singapore, dalawa, isa taga PW, isa taga ano, sa MWL. You did officiate, right? No?
yes. That was the original na ano ko, na last ko. Kasi I was supposed to referee the international one, then Rex Lawin versus David Rivera, then the main event was the three-way with Lucha Donna, Crystal, and Alexis Lee,
Maganda
and
yung
which
match nila.
I
Watch nyo yan sa YouTube, guys. Show support to World Underground Wrestling Philippine chapter. And don't worry, maybe one day, I will invite one of those guys to go one-on-one with the brutal one.
yeah.
See if they got the cojones to do that.
Yeah, shout out to Woo. I miss you guys. I miss
So am I.
going to your show and
Yes. Kids.
so yun.
Ano Marmot? May
Yeah.
sasabihin ka ba?
Well, it's just the kids. Well, we call it a night. And
We called it a night. We called it a night. Ang cute mo
Oh.
talaga. Pero anyway, Kath Sabatin Rosales, thank you very much for being the first female within the Philippine wrestling community and Philippine wrestling scene as a whole to be our guest on this show because I firmly believe that women such as yourself, young women whatsoever, who want to go one-on-one with the brutal one, may ponder sa kasi, alam mo na, may asawa na ako, pero wala pa ako chikiting. O bueno, kailangan ko na mag-join kay Mrs. para kumain ng jelly. Baka may halong halik pa. So, kids, no more break on this part. Pero magsasabi ko, maraming salamat sa mga pagsusupport ng show kung posible. And say goes to you, Kat. Kaya, goodbye sa
Yes.
inyo, good night, and cheers and rock and roll. Marmot?
love you.
Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.